Alright, Spaniard Northwest Fightscene, sitting here with Miesha, take down Tate, the new Strikeforce champ, women's tournament champ. Talk about how you're feeling right now.
I'm really good. I had a little vacation, went down to Phoenix for the fights, and went to Vegas for Brian's fight, and went to Hawaii, and I feel really refreshed and getting back into training and really looking forward to my title shot.
Now, you fought twice in one night. What's that like?
It's a really different experience. It's definitely more pressure because when you compete, normally it's, you compete and you're done and you can go home and win, lose, draw, you're finished, kind of a thing. But after you win your first fight, then you still have to stay mentally in it and emotionally. It's a lot more tiring in that sense, not so much physically. But the emotional and mental aspect of having to stay in the game is pretty strenuous.
Now, talk about the first two fights your first fight and then your second fight.
My first fight, they told me that I was going to be fighting second, and then about 10 minutes before we were supposed to go out, they switched it to us being first. So it really cut my warm-up in about half, and I'm one of those athletes, I've always been like a long-distance runner, I take a long time to get warm, and it's really important for me to get a good warm-up, and I didn't get that, so I felt a little muscle pumped, but in the second fight, I felt great. I felt like the first fight was like my warm-up.
Awesome. Now you obviously won the belt. You won the chance to rematch Sarah again. What's on your mind now that you got that shot?
I'm just really amped about it. I want to work really hard. I've already got a good solid game plan, and I feel really confident. The first time I fought her, we went to a decision. I took her down. I beat her for a whole round, and I don't see anything stopping me from beating her this time. I'm at a wonderful training camp here with Ultimate Fitness and Team Alpha Male, and couldn't be happier.
Now, you moved away, you and Brian Caraway, actually from WC, you guys are down here in Sacramento, Ultimate Fitness. Talk about the move and what brought you here.
Well, we were training with Dennis Hallman, and we just felt like in order to make the next step in our career, it's not all about training. Sometimes it's about networking, meeting people and having better opportunities. And when we came down here, we found all of that, plus, more training partners our size and more coaching available. And so we just felt like it was just the best thing that we could do for our career. So it's definitely a career move, but it's been great so far. I'm down here about 4 months.
So now that you're here, what's it like? Talk about some of your training here. Some of the partners, obviously, the Team Alpha Male stacked. Scola, Master Tong, Urijah, all those guys, Chad Mender. Talk about what it's like to have such a plethora of guys at the gym.
It's amazing. I don't think I could ask for anything else. Like, this gym encompasses absolutely everything I need. And probably my favorite part about this gym is how welcoming everyone is, and how they understand as a team how important the other aspects of fighting are. Not just being in shape, but the mental, emotional, and spiritual side of it. They're all have the synergy about them. And the team has a synergy. And when you're here, you can't help but feel amped and feel like you're going to have a good practice, because people aren't going to let you have bad practice. If you're feeling down, they're going to pick you up, and it's just that kind of an atmosphere all the time, 24/7. If you need something, there's always someone there to do it for you, and I love it.
You gotta like the sunshine.
Oh yeah, the sunshine doesn't hurt. Got a nice little gold brown going on, so that's definitely something I don't miss being up in Washington.
Now, you are kind of unlike other fighters. You're with Brian Caraway from the WC. What's it like being with someone who also fights? You guys work well. You guys corner each other. You guys train together. What's that like?
Yeah, well, he corners me for most of my fights. Well, all of them actually, since we've been together, and I wouldn't have any other way because I feel like he knows me the best out of anyone. We spend a lot of time together in and outside of the sport, so he knows what to say to get me pumped. If I'm making a mistake, he's not afraid to tell me differently, and I learn really well from him because he's learned how to teach me. And I go in the back room with him, but I don't really corner him because his skill set is kind of here he has all these top level athletes, male athletes that are on his level and that he trains with. I'm not a main training partner for him, so having those guys train and corner him I think is important. But I'm always there for emotional support.
Awesome. Well, you have the fight coming up with Sarah now. What's your next step in your training?
My next step in training is just honestly just envisioning that victory. You know, first I got to figure out who wins October 9th, you know, because it's not for sure that I'm facing Sarah Kaufman and Marloes Kunin could win that fight. So I'm actually scheduled to fight the winner of that. So October 9th, they're fighting here in San Jose. So only about 2 hours away from me, so I definitely plan on going to that fight. And, you know, if Marloes wins, you know, I've got a game plan for her, and if Sarah Kaufman wins, even better, you know.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for the interview. Anybody that you'd like to thank?
Yeah, you know, I'd like to thank my team here, Team Alpha Male, because they've just been really wonderful, great supporters. My boyfriend and quarterman and coach, Brian Caraway, and all my friends and family who support me, and a couple sponsors, Cage Hero, 5-Star, MB Fighters, Tussle, Cage Candy, Cage Steel, and then of course, thank you guys for taking your time to interview me.
Thank you very much. We're glad to come down. I've got to say goodbye to the little man, little Scooter, the gym hero, Spaniard, Scooter, Miesha, Tate, Fightscene. Thank you.
Thank you.